All right, students, so we're back. This is a video tutorial about Lab 1 interpolation in ArcGISPro. And also in this video, we're going to focus on how we bring in point data from maybe a spreadsheet and turn that into a GIS file in ArcGISPro. So I've got our outside data of Utah rainfall data that I've collected from NOAA and prepared for you in CSV files. So we can, I believe, just drag those into ArcGISPro, or you could go to map and add data that way, and they go right in. You can see them in the drawing order over here, okay, as standalone tables, but that doesn't show anything up on the map. And that makes sense because they're not GIS files, but we can turn them into that because if we open them, you'll see, as I've got them both selected, they open both at the same time, that they have latitude and longitude information. They have the elevation of the rain gauge stations. They have the date and the precipitation. Okay, and so you can see that not every year has precipitation on there, and that the years are actually embedded in the same column, and that's going to create an issue for us later. We're going to have to figure out how we separate these out into their own files so we can interpolate 2021 and 2022 separately. But first, let's just think about how we bring in XY data. And so maybe we'll do that with the normals file here. So we see latitude, longitude, elevation, and average annual precipitation at that rain gauge. So the easiest way to bring in this data as an Esri feature class point file is to right click here, and it says create points from a table, and it's XY table to point. This used to be called something else in earlier versions of ArcGISPro and ArcMap, but it's now called XY table to point. You could also go to analysis, go to tools, and search that. Okay. Well, it's taking a minute. Okay, so because it was thinking about what is in that table, so it was reading it. So you can see the input table is utahnormals.csv. It produces an output feature class that's going to go in our geodatabase, which is Utah normals XY table to point. So it told you what it did. It's going to put points in X is longitude. So longitude is in the X orientation on the map. And the Y field is latitude, north-south. So that makes sense. So it figured that out. You could change these things, but you shouldn't need to. It's got some intelligence there. A Z field is not required, but and it probably, you don't need to pick it here. That would be elevation, but I'm going to leave it alone. And you can see the default coordinate system is GCS. As a geographic coordinate system, WGS, World Geographic System 1984. This should work because these are latitude and longitudes. I believe that's correct. Just realize that whatever coordinate system we're choosing has a reference datum of elevations. And so that's another reason maybe not to put our Z field in here, because we don't really know what datum these elevations in our table are referenced to. And so if we leave that out, we could add that in later from a DEM in a more accurate way. Okay, so just click run. I use the default. We can see that we're in the state of Utah. Okay, so that's how we bring in table data into feature class points. Great. So I'll stop this video tutorial and keep them short. Okay.